There's nothing in the world like being drawn into a great story, getting lost in a plot, transported to another time and place, meeting new characters that soon feel like old friends, like following Frodo to Mount Doom, joining the Avengers to take down Thanos.
Assemble.
Learning spells and taking classes at Hogwarts, or climbing through the wardrobe into Narnia. We love it. Whether it's on a page or on a screen, being told by a friend around a campfire, great stories can make us laugh or cry. They make us root for the hero and hope for the villain's demise. There's power in great stories to touch us, to impact us, even to change us. The story of Jesus has been called the greatest story ever told. It certainly has all the elements of a great story. Relatable characters, miraculous scenes, strong tension, high drama, an unlikely hero who rises up, gets beaten down, but then overcomes his enemies and is triumphant in the end. Religion aside, the story of Jesus is a really great story. And what's unique about this story is it's the one great drama in history that we're invited to participate in. I hate to burst your bubble, but you'll never be a witch or a wizard. You'll never slay monsters or wield a lightsaber. You'll never fight a dragon or ride a unicorn. You'll never fall into a video game or be a superhero, because those things don't happen. I mean, they're great stories, but that's all they are. The story of Jesus, though, it's for real. 2,000 years ago, in a small town called Bethlehem, there really was a baby born who would grow up and change the world. He gathered a faithful following. He performed miracles. He taught with love and wisdom like no one else ever had. And even though his enemies killed him by nailing him to a cross, he came back to life. He lived another 40 days among his friends. He ascended into the heavens, and he promised he'd come back one day. This isn't vampire, robot, spaceship, time travel, sci-fi kind of stuff. This really happened. And the craziest part of all, he wants us to join him. We've been invited by Jesus, the hero and star of this story himself, to be characters in the greatest story ever told. Because the story isn't over. It's still being written. Pages are still being added and scenes are still being shot. The war is still being fought. The journey is ongoing. The sick are still being healed. The lost are still being found. People are still being saved. Jesus is still at work in our world. And you and I have the opportunity to serve alongside him. We can be characters in the greatest story ever told. Now, it may not be the Fellowship of the Ring or the Rebel Alliance or Dumbledore's army. It's better than that. It's the eternal family of God, a family that will love and laugh and live together with Jesus forever. He started it, and we can continue it until he comes back to finish it. But ultimately, it's up to you. You decide how you'll live. You can live your life as the main character in your own story, and every chapter can be about you and your successes and your failures and your achievements and your struggles. And in the end, you'll just be one more story that gets forgotten by the passing of time. Billions of people have done it that way, and many more are doing it even now. Or you can live your life as part of the greatest story ever told. The story of God rescuing his children from sin and death. The story of Jesus calling people to eternal life. The story of an army of Christians marching into the darkness of our fallen world, pulling people up from the pits of guilt and shame and death, and welcoming them into the eternal family of God, giving them a chance to live a new story too. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. And the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us. His name was Jesus, and he said, "Come to me if you're weary, and I'll give you rest. Come to me if you're hungry, and I'll give you real food. Come to me if you're thirsty, and I'll give you living water. Come to me if you're lonely, and I'll give you a family. Come to me if you're sick or blind or deaf or lame, and I'll heal you. Come to me if you're lost or scared or sad or angry, and I'll hold you. Come to me." And then go to them. He says, let's go out together and rescue some more. That's a story worth repeating. That's a story worth living. That's the greatest story ever told.